Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence.
And the formalities, Uther. I'm not Lich King yet. It's good to see you.
You too, lad. I'm pleased that Lich King Terran has sent you to help me.
Father still hopes your patience and experience might rub off on you.
It is a father's right to dream, isn't it?
Here's where we stand. Our scouts have confirmed that there is a Strahnbrad encampment hidden somewhere over the next ridge.
As I suspected.
It gets worse. They're preparing to attack the nearby village of Strahnbrad. As far as we know, the village is completely defenseless.
I need to move against the Alliance base immediately. Can you handle Strahnbrad's defense on your own?
Of course. Don't worry about me.
Good. Meet me at the camp once you've saved the village. Be careful about this.
Speak, fool. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last, Frostmourne hungers. Faithless coward. Now, Frostmourne. This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. Ah, at last, Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. I'll make sure you suffer. Finally. Ah, at last, for the Lich King. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last, Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last.
We'll fight for Lordaeron! Get your swords!
You will know endless torment. I'll make sure you suffer. Tread lightly. Finally. For the Lich King, Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last.
Please, you're my only hope. A group of gnolls kidnapped my little Timmy and took him to their hideout in the forest. Could you find him and bring him home?
Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last.
Help! Help me, please. I'm trapped in the cage.
Faithless coward. Now, Frostmourne. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. What is it now? This is more like. Speak.
Please get me out of here. I want to go home. Oh, thanks so much. I I have a reward for you.
Speak, fool. You will know endless torment. Your pain shall be legendary. Now, Frostborn. At last. Finally, Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. At last.
Save us!
It's a trap.
Take everything, man. Take all the valuables.
No one orders me around. Finally. Tread lightly. At last. What is it now? Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it.
Help! Bandits are stealing our belongings!
We'll take their
Frostborn
bonus like
hungers.
everyone else's.
Those bandits stole my ledger. Without it, I will lose my entire farm. Please, retrieve it from their camp. It would mean so much to us.
At last. Faithless coward. Faithless coward. You will know endless torment. No one orders me around. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Your pain shall be legendary. Say your prayer. Finally. At last. For the Lich King. This is one of sure now. Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Faithless coward. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? This is more like it. At last. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers.
Thank you for helping me. Please, take this item.
This is more like it. At last.
Save us! He's escaping! Kill him!
Damn. The attack has already begun.
To arms, my brothers! Finally. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. At last. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. No one leaves me around. For the Lich King. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
Haul these wretches off with the rest of them. Move them out!
At last. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. Finally. This is more like it. At last.
Your pain shall be legendary.
Frostmourne hungers. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers.
Faithless coward.
Speak, fool.
I'll make sure you suffer.
This is more like it. No one orders me around. For the Lich King. Finally. What is it now? Speak, fool.
Bless you, Gonzalez. The word
Don't worry, son. We'll find them and bring them home safe.
Prince Office, Lord Uther needs you in the immediately.
Never a dull moment. Let's get moving.